Trina and Ian here from Trina's Bag. As the title suggests, this is a Visit My City tag. It's a tag that was originated by Samantha at Happily a Housewife. I do apologise, you keep seeing me looking down, it's because I've got a cheat sheet here with all the questions on. But first, before we start answering the questions, just got a couple of thank yous. First of all, thank you to all my new subscribers. Well, welcome to my channel, and I say it's my channel, but this chap here you'll see a lot of as well.
It's your channel. I've got my own. Thank you.
Oh right, okay, there you go. Yeah, Ian's just started his own channel, which is Screw That 007, and it's not meant to sound rude or anything like that. It's to do with
DIY engineering, but for some reason Screw That wasn't available, so we stuck a number on the end and decided to go for James Bond. So
because he fancies himself as a James Bond, obviously, but there you go. Anyway, where we were, yeah, so thank you to all our new subscribers, sorry, my new subscribers. But so many of you seem to like Ian in the videos, so we've decided, or I decided, or something, that he's going to be in more of them, seeing as you like it so much. So yes, thank you and welcome to the channel. And that has come about largely thanks to Libby with no over in Australia. So thank you very much, Libby. This is all your fault. You're going to see more of us now. So anyway, on with the tag. You're actually going to get two for the price of one. Not just two people, but two cities. Because as some of you will already know from previous videos, we've actually got two properties. Where we are now down in Helston, and the property that we originally started in, which is in Manchester, which we still have, and is where Ian goes back to when he looks after our customers in Manchester. So we're going to do Helston, which is in Cornwall, and Manchester, which is in the north of England. So what we'll do one question and answer it for both cities, and then move on to the second question. Okay, so where is your favourite place to shop in Helston? Well, Ian can answer straight away.
in Helston,
What's your favourite place to shop?
you'd have to say online, so I don't have to get dragged around the shops.
Yeah, Ian's not a shopper, so
even Tesco's a nightmare with this one in tow. So don't mind going to Lidl on my own with a shopping list.
But yeah, so there's lots of gift shops because we're in a holiday destination, if you like. There's lots of gifty type shops, which are nice to look at, look in. So there's lots of places like that. And then we have three larger supermarkets. We've got a Helston, we've got a Tesco, a Sainsbury, and a Lidl. So I mean, I generally do most of the shopping in Lidl, but they don't have such a large range as Tesco or Sainsbury, so I would say it would go in the order Tesco.
Oh, speaking of the high street, shout out to Cup and Cake, lovely tea shop stroke.
No, that'll be coming a question later. No, forget, cancel that bit.
Yeah, I can buy all my food there though.
Right, just pretend you didn't hear that bit. Yeah, so in order of how much I use a supermarket, I suppose it would be Lidl, then Tesco, then Sainsbury. But you're spoilt for choice, you know, you can get everything you want really. And in Manchester,
Tool Station. The best shop in the world. It's like Argos, but with tools.
Argos has got tools.
Proper tools.
Yeah, but the ladies aren't possible. I mean, I like going to places like that, but I'm weird. Well, it does say your favourite place to shop, so okay, I suppose so.
The best shop in the world.
But our corner shop there really was Asda, wasn't it?
Well,
no, if you
dangerous corner shop, the Trafford Centre.
which is like an abyss, isn't it?
She's closer to Asda. Closer than Asda, sorry.
Yeah, the Trafford Centre, for those that don't know.
People have disappeared into the Trafford Centre and never come back again.
I've nearly done that on many occasions. The Trafford Centre is, I suppose it's quite common over in the States. It's just a huge shopping mall, but on a very luxurious type of experience. It's not a cheap place to go by any means. You wouldn't get a Poundland or something like that in there because the rents are far too high. It's very Greek in architecture, isn't it, I suppose?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, with all the statues and all the pillars and...
Yeah, it's very ornate. I'll leave a link below, because obviously they've got their own website, but I'll leave a link below so you can go and have a look. There's loads of photos on there. But that was like we could just walk there in a quarter of an hour.
But that is my anti-favourite place to shop.
That's the last place on earth he would choose to go.
Kicking and screaming.
Right, so moving swiftly on to number 2. What is your favourite hotel or place to stay? Well, obviously, if you live in a place, you don't stay there. But saying that, we have stayed in a place down here in Helston, which was when we got married. We just spent one night in a hotel.
The closest you'll come in Helston to what you might expect around the world as far as bathroom, trouser press, and that sort of service is Premier Inn, which is technically a motel. But if you want that standard of accommodation, we can recommend that. Or if you want to buy into the town-like atmosphere of Helston, you could literally stay in the town centre. Our family have stayed at the Angel Hotel, which is a very, very old historical building. Used to be a customs and excise office. It's now the Angel Hotel.
But it had the archway underneath where you'd take the horse and cart.
Yes.
With the yard at the back, so it's really, really old. Which the town is hundreds
if you want
of years
atmosphere,
old.
we would recommend.
And there's hundreds of B&Bs dotted around as well. So there's loads of places. So that's down here, and in Manchester.
Well, we've had family stay.
Copthorne.
We've had family stay at the Copthorne on Salford Quays.
Which is right next to Manchester City's football ground.
Manchester United's.
Oh, sorry.
And
I'm not a football
we've
fan.
we've had friends stay at the Travel Lodge even closer to Manchester United, because they have to double up if they're visitors in Manchester. They would want to see to see the Cathedral of Football, as one may refer to it, Manchester United.
Which actually takes us on to question 3. What are your hometown sports teams you cheer for and best place to catch a game? So we'll answer Manchester first, which we sort of have done already. In walking distance of where our other house is Manchester United.
Manchester United,
which is Old Trafford.
Old Trafford, Lancashire County Cricket Club, which is again a historical site. For cricket,
and then there's Salford Reds, is it called, for rugby?
Salford Reds has moved, so that's even closer now. The new Salford Reds Stadium.
Eccles, isn't it?
Used to be in Eccles. It's now in Barton, just under the Barton Aqueduct on the M60. But sport is more of a problem for us in Manchester. It tends to stop traffic, stop work.
Because we're not sports fans, really. And so it's more of a hindrance to us, isn't it, up there? But down here, the favoured sport down in Cornwall is rugby, and there is actually rugby, football, and cricket in Helston. I used to frequent the football club. Nothing to do with football though. My children used to do karate when they were in the what is now called middle school, what we used to call junior school, and that used to be held at the football club, and a lot of events are held there. I think they hold like car boots and things at the rugby club. Yes,
but more in the atmosphere of things is potentially Skittles at the
Oh yeah, Skittles.
at the Blue.
Yeah. At the Blue. Probably known as the Blue Anchor, but it's fondly called the Blue.
Have a pint of the local special brew.
But it's
brewed on
it's
site.
old Skittles. It's not
It's old Skittles.
Yeah.
The pub has got a thatched roof
that leaks.
That leaks.
So make sure you take an umbrella for indoors.
And yes, dogs are welcome because
The four-legged variety.
frequented by farmers. But
You'd probably even take your cow in there if you wanted to.
pool is a popular evening sport in Helston as well.
Oh yes, yeah.
Helston has at least 2 pool teams playing in the West Cornwall Pool League, and we know
more than I do.
We know somebody who referees and plays in that. So
Yeah, so there you go. Question 4. What is the best kid-friendly sightseeing? God, there's hundreds. As I've said, it's down here. We are a holiday destination, so sightseeing, well, you can just walk out of any hotel or anything and you're sightseeing.
well, in Helston we've got a boating lake.
We've got Flambards.
We've got Flambards,
Which is for people in the UK, it's a miniature. What's the one?
miniature Alton Towers.
Yeah, miniature Alton Towers. Nothing like Alton Towers.
It's a theme park.
If you want to see roughly what's there, I'll put a link to the video below. It was for my parents' diamond wedding weekend. We took my daughter and my son to Flambards while they were down here. So there's lots of footage from there. So I'll link that video down below. But it's a miniature.
And if it's
a theme
raining,
park.
if it's raining, the grandkids like the 1 to 11 centre, which is adjacent to Flambards, which is
Penryn.
all indoor. No, 1 to 11 is adjacent to Flambards,
Oh, sorry, yeah.
which is entirely indoor play of the soft foam climbing ball pit type variety. But if you want to go out of town, there's plenty of castles you can play with. I like playing around castles. Going exploring, and kids I liked it as a child. Pendennis Point in Falmouth is steeped in history through numerous different wars, fortifications from Henry VIII right through to World War II. There's evidence of all sorts of fortifications.
And even more recent history was in 2010 when we got married there.
Yes.
So you'll see the link down there. The link's always in the information bar for our wedding video anyway. There's zoos. There's a zoo in a zoo in Newquay called Newquay Zoo, and there's other animal type. They're not called zoos, but they're like preservation type places.
Sanctuaries.
That's the word.
We have a seal sanctuary. We have a donkey. Is there a donkey sanctuary?
Yeah, it is. There's birds. It's Paradise Park. That's what it's called. Paradise Park. And then, of course, there's the famous the domes.
The Eden Project.
Eden Project. Yes. That's about an hour, I suppose, away.
Yeah.
About an hour away.
And then with Manchester. Going back to the Trafford Centre, unfortunately, the Trafford Centre now has a aquarium. It has the Legoland Discovery Centre, all essentially designed to extract as much money from the parents' pocket as possible. But I'm sure it's appreciated by the kids because Trafford Centre 5-6 years ago built an add-on called Barton Square, which accommodates larger shops like M&S Home, British Home Stores, some large furniture shops. It's been known to accommodate an ice rink around Christmas.
I was just going to say, if you're going in the winter time.
But that's where the aquarium and the Legoland Discovery Centre is. Obviously, kids visiting Manchester may, if they're obsessed with football, want to go to Manchester United.
Oh, there's a go-kart place as well, isn't there? Not far from Trafford Centre.
There's go-karting on Trafford Park. But problem with Manchester is it's all money. There's not much you can do for free other than
do the walk, the sail.
You can
Sail water park.
You can do walks around Sail Water Park. You can go to the free museums. There's the Museum Science and Industry.
Yeah.
And
There's the Coronation.
There's
Is
also
Coronation Street
the
still got a
original-
museum? Now
No.
it's moved?
No.
Oh, it hasn't.
There's
It used
the
to have.
original museum. There used to be Granada Studios tour, which was fantastic.
If you like that sort of thing.
Okay.
Right, so question 5. Hello, sunshine. What are your favourite outdoor activities? Well, down here, obviously, you've got the beach. We're surrounded. We've got, I would say, 90-something% of our border is coastline.
Yes.
Because there's only a very small
And
percentage
both types of
border.
work I've done today have been outdoors anyway, so you get a suntan doing that.
Yeah, so in the nice weather, you can do loads of things.
I have a 8-foot inflatable tender stroke dinghy with a 2.5 horsepower outboard motor.
I'm actually going to
which the
upload that
grandkids
video.
like
Yeah, I'm
to
going to
play
upload
with
that
when
video.
we bring that down, when we get that out. And I've got a 10-foot 2-man inflatable kayak. That's not been used in Cornwall yet because we got it out for we got it out for the wedding. It was windy.
For your
it
stag
blew,
do,
it blew
wasn't
away
it?
a bit and popped because it got snagged on something. But yeah, the dinghy's been out a couple of times since.
There's lots of boat trips, isn't there? That you pay, obviously that you pay for. You can go on lots of different boat trips because there's lots of what's the word? Where the land goes in
Inlets and creeks.
Yes. And so there's boat trips that go across the different inlets to the other side, and one of them being where we got married at Pendennis Castle. You look across, and there's St Maur's Castle, which they were both.
Which was
Henry
part of a
VIII.
combined
It was,
fortification system
It was to sort of
protect
like
the
to
foul
protect
harbour.
that harbour. So, and also in the summer, they at Pendennis Castle they have a lot of like jousting, and they have lots of children's activities there,
Yes.
don't they? All that sort of thing. If
Well, it's
if
an
you like
English
that type of
heritage
thing.
site, so
Yeah.
they do all the things that English heritage would do to attract tourism to the location.
But obviously, in the good weather, zoos and places like that are a nice time to go there in the good weather. Manchester in the sunshine.
Manchester in the sunshine.
You've got Manchester Canal.
I'm a big fan of canals. I appreciate the work and the engineering that went into the canal system, and there are a lot of significant confluences of the canal system in and around the Manchester area, which make very interesting cycling. If you like getting out and about on your cycle, canal towpaths are great because they're essentially flat. So it's only uphill when you come to some locks, and that's brief. So if you want to cover a long distance and explore on a bicycle in Manchester, you could use the canal system, and you can walk the same.
But you can also take a boat trip on the canal.
You could take a boat trip, yes.
And there's Sale Water Park.
Sale Water Park's got an outdoor activities centre. You can take your own. I do know of a friend in the past who took jet skis there, but they have a sailing club. They have sailing lessons and all the associated things that go with the water park.
And then the opposite end of the scale. Oh no, it's cold and rainy. Sorry, this is question 6. Oh no, it's cold and rainy. How would you spend your day? Well, down here, I would say most of the things are geared towards outdoor activities, aren't they?
Yeah, but we've touched on it with if you've got young children. There's 1 to 11 play centre which you mentioned, but there's also something virtually identical called Raise the Roof in Penryn, which are indoor play centres.
What we forgot to mention with the Sunshine one, there's lots of like outdoor, go-karting and not go-karting. Well, yeah, there is go-karting, but quad biking and all that sort of thing as well.
But Helston Museum for a rainy day is
just up the road.
perfect. We've only been twice and still not seen really taking in everything.
Well,
that's in
I'd
there.
been many years ago.
And
they do activities there as well, don't they?
they do. There's always
During the school
on.
holidays, yeah. Greek Seal Sanctuary. I think that's sort of a lot of that is indoors. There's obviously at the zoo. There's indoor things as well at Newquay.
And Treby Gardens has got an indoor aspect, hasn't it?
It has, but it's mostly outdoors. Yeah, I'll link that video as well below. There's a Treby Gardens video I did last year. I'll link that below. Manchester indoors. There's
Manchester indoors. We're back to the Trafford Centre again.
Well, it's across the road from the Trafford Centre. You've got the ski.
Oh yeah, we have a ski slope in Manchester. You can ski. There's
the air. What do they call it? Airwalk or something?
There's air kicks, which
Air
is
kicks,
indoor skydiving, which is you get suspended on a jet of air from a huge fan. Pretty much, I can't see the point.
You don't get suspended. You get uplifted. It's up from underneath, isn't it?
Yeah, but you jump onto the cushion.
Oh right.
And what else? Indoors, we're back to museums in Manchester. The main original Manchester Museum on Oxford Road is fantastic.
That's the one that had the Egyptian
stuff in it. The dinosaur
stuff
section, the Egyptian section, the science section. It's fantastic and it's free.
Question number 7. Food is obviously the best part of travelling. Well, I think food is the best part of any day for Ian, isn't it? Name one food your city is known for. Wow.
Pasties!
Anyone that comes to Cornwall, well, it would be unusual for them not to know that pasties.
And it would be an offence to leave Cornwall not having had a pasty.
Yeah, it's in the accent it's pasty. But don't buy them from, well, I say don't buy from supermarkets. Asda actually sell rose pasties. You can, in any part of the country, you can go into a baker's and buy what they call a pasty. But it's like, I say, it's like champagne. You can't buy champagne from Blackpool. Champagne only comes from the Champagne region in France. And likewise, real pasties can only be bought in Cornwall.
The best ones?
No, real pasties.
Yeah.
Because they're not real pasties when they're bought in, like, what's the baker's, Greggs and things like that.
So
they're
if you come
not
into
proper
Helston,
pasties.
start with Horse and Jockey.
Yeah.
And
work your way down the street,
if
basically.
they've run out, go to
There's
Rose, and if they've run out, go to Warren's.
And then Mother's. You've got a choice. And that's just 2 streets.
And if you're in Falmouth, you've probably got 10 shops.
Oh gosh,
in
yeah.
fact,
There's
two Oggy Oggies in Helston.
Yeah, in
Oggy
Falmouth.
Oggy have 2 shops in Falmouth.
I think they've got 2 rows as well.
Yeah.
So you're sport for choice.
Rows and rows of pasty shops.
Yeah, so that is what Cornwall is famous for. I mean, we have a lot of fish restaurants and things. I think there's, what's the guy?
Rick Stein.
Rick Stein.
Has
he has
an emporium
fish.
in St Ives.
And Falmouth.
Does he?
Yeah, next to the sailing club.
Okay.
That's where they were going to go after the wedding.
No, I thought they were going to the one in St Ives.
Oh, well, there's one next to Tesco's in the where the there's the Maritime Museum as well. We forgot that.
Maritime Museum. That's an indoor experience in Falmouth.
Yeah. Manchester food.
Manchester food.
Anything.
Just resort to a kebab.
Well, in Manchester, it's very. What's the word?
Manchester is very multicultural.
That's the word.
So, for example, you've got a phenomenon like the Curry Mile, which originally was a bit of a cheeky reference to a particular strip of road, but the local community has now adopted it, and the PR for the area is called the Curry Mile. There are signs down the central reservation of the main street referring to it as the Curry Mile, which is, as the name suggests, lots and lots of.
But better than that, and possibly more well known, is Chinatown in the city centre.
Chinatown. Oh, buffet city. Pay your money.
Was it buffet
and
city
just
we went to?
Stuff your face.
It was £10, wasn't it? For
I think it's about 11.
when we first went.
Buffet city.
You could just literally eat as much as you want, and they, of course, these places they cater a lot for vegetarians.
They do.
There's a lot of vegetarian food in the buffets. So yeah, Chinatown in Manchester city centre. It is a proper Chinatown. It's actually full of Chinese restaurants, Chinese shops, And
Chinese supermarkets.
Yeah, and it's got like the big dragon archway and all that sort of thing. And they have their own when they have Chinese New Year. It's all the roads are closed and everything, and they have like a big party with fireworks, all that sort of thing. So yeah, good place to go for food there. Question 8. You know my favourite food is. Oh right, yes. So I've just copied the questions from Samantha. I suppose.
I have a theory in answer to this question. Read the question.
Well, Samantha's actually said, you know my favourite food is pizza, so give the best you've got.
Right, the best we've got is calzone. Calzone is the perfect cross.
That's in Manchester, they don't do them down here.
Anywhere. Calzone is the perfect cross between a pizza and a pasty. Pizza base, folded over, select your fillings.
Does
fantastic.
Like
calzone. Oh, that's perfect.
There will be. I'll put all these questions in the information bar below. So, well, yeah, I suppose that's the best answer, really, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Though I don't know if any of the Italian places around here do calzones.
I've not tried.
No, I have to try Vino.
We've only been the Chinese and the Indian.
No, we've had something from the one further down, the furthest one down, the little one. What used to be fondly known as the kebab shop.
Pass. Don't know.
Oh well. Anyway, question 9. What is your favourite date night restaurant?
Well, in Helston, it has on a few occasions been Saffron Restaurant,
But that's
which is now called
changed hands.
Bollywood Spice. We haven't tried it
now.
since the management changed, but friends have, and they say if anything, it was marginally better than it was before.
Oh right.
We have. We've been.
We've been to the one next to the Travel-In.
What's the Chinese called that we went to with Kirsty and Chris? Peking.
No,
Beijing.
Beijing, I think.
Beijing cuisine, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
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 We've got 2 Chinese.
It's opposite the Angel Hotel.
2 Chinese, 3 Indians. At least one Italian.
3 Chinese.
3 Chinese.
Yeah, there's the Jade Garden at the top. Then there's the Beijing.
Forgot Jade
then
Garden.
there's
Sorry.
then the one up Wentworth Street.
We're all right for date nights. In Manchester, we will be back to Buffet City potentially. If we're on a date in Manchester, we would go to Buffet City.
Yeah, but no,
it's not about the romance; it's about the full belly.
Oh, talk about the way to a man's heart is through his belly. Never a true word spoken as far as Ian's concerned. Question 10. What special occasions or events happen in your city? Well, that's easy to answer. If you've been watching our channel for any length of time, even as little as a week, you will possibly have seen 3 previous videos on something called Flora Day. The videos that were already up before this video are the morning dance. No, sorry. Yes. Did I do the morning? Yeah. No, the Helston, wasn't it? Helston, children's dance and midday dance. However, I will be doing a more informational video that will have more footage in it, explaining what it's all about. But it's happens once a year on the 8th of May, and it's a huge celebration. It's celebrating the coming of spring in essence, but it's huge. So go and have a look at those videos, and you'll learn more about it. Special occasions in Manchester.
They have a marathon. Manchester United play Manchester City. That's a big deal.
That's called there's a name for it, isn't there?
We've had the Commonwealth Games in Manchester.
Oh yeah, that was.
They hosted the Olympic football 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
But on a regular basis.
Lots of special events. Repeat basis. There are numerous marathons over the course of the year.
They have is it Gay Pride it's called, I think, in the city centre every year, I believe. Christmas markets as well in the city centre, don't they? They have something I've not been allowed to go to because we don't like shopping. But they do, they have like the old German markets in the city centre. And I understand they're very good. And then the last question is number 11. What makes your city special? Helston.
Just look at it. It's not a city, that's what's
well,
so special about it. We're 4,500 properties, which is, in comparison to Manchester, Stretford has approximately 10,000 properties, which is immediately adjacent to Helston, with another 10,000 properties immediately adjacent to Old Trafford, with another 10,000 properties.
I mean, you leave Helston, you have to go like
you leave
several
Helston
miles
and you're in a
before you
field
get
for 3 miles before you get to Porthleven. And so it's
whichever
rural.
way you go.
Most of the town centre is a conservation area for heritage property. We have Helston Town Trail, which comprises of 10 historical buildings or features in Helston, and the Flora Day. It's a fantastic place to be.
I think
That's
we're going to
why
have to
we're here.
hurry up and do the Manchester one because I don't know how much longer that phone's going to record for.
Oh well, we can just end with Manchester's not that special.
And that's where he comes from.
I come from Manchester.
And my grandchildren were born there.
I come from Lee.
Well, it's just outside Manchester.
It's not just outside.
He's a
Manchester.
Wiganer.
It's far
He's a
enough
pie
to not-
eater.
It's far enough to not call Manchester.
Is there anything special about Manchester? Well, I suppose most people would say Man United.
Man United,
And
Trafford Park, one of the biggest
what's his name?
industrial
The
estates.
football player that doesn't play for them anymore, but did.
Oh,
Married to posh
David Beckham.
David Beckham. Yeah.
Nobby Stiles, George Best.
There you go.
Alex
That's what
Ferguson,
Manchester's famous
it's
for.
like
I
all
suppose.
those people.
Oh, the Oasis. They're from Manchester.
The Gallaghers,
Yeah.
boys from Burnage.
Oh, and isn't Take That from around Manchester?
Some of them are.
Yeah. So it's famous for. It doesn't make the city anything special though, does it?
No. Most special thing about Manchester would have been Peter Kay at the MEN Arena.
And that's why I married Ian, because he reminded me of Peter Kay. He hasn't got as much money as him yet.
Have we done yet?
Yes. So anyway, guys, that's the 11 questions. So I tag anyone that's watching this video. I tag you, and if you'd like to leave your video response as a comment down below, so that we can watch it, we'd love to see your questions or your answers. So do a video and put it in the comments down below.
And if this is the first of our videos you have watched and you've enjoyed it, make sure you
subscribe. And there'll be links to our other channels down below as well. So go and have a look at those. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks to all our new subscribers. And we hope to see you in the next video. Yeah? Thanks. Bye.